What's up, guys? Swampblocks here for another Lego versus fake Lego versus China Lego, whatever you want to call it. This is the most blatant ripoff I've ever seen them do. Literally, they copied the entire set. Everything on the right is Lego, everything on the left is China. Our Mr. Freeze figures. Pretty good copies, if you ask me. Just slight difference in coloring. Just, wow. This just amazes me that they copied it to this point. You can really see it in their lightsaber part here. Nice and clear, full of bubbles. Lego would never let something that bad go out of their factory. Ever. Just, it's bad, guys. Like, this set drove me nuts to actually build it because it was just bad. I probably built this wrong, but whatever. I'm not fixing it. I really don't care that much about the set. But you can tell the difference in the blues here of this. Like, this is such a nicer trans blue. This just looks like a muddled blue. This is reminds me very much of what Lego used to do, like in the early 90s. A lot of the trans that Lego used to do was like this, but plastic's gotten better. They've gone to this. This reminds me of Lego's early stuff a lot. Just these Chinese copiers, man, they're getting better and better at it. Here we go with our Aquaman. If this was sitting, 2-3 feet away from, even right there, you really almost couldn't tell the difference in the two. There's a slight difference in the hair color. And a slight difference on the staffs, It's just, these guys are getting way too good at copying this stuff. This is ridiculous. And then we got the actual set itself. They are pretty much carbon copies of it. This is a carbon copy of a Lego set. This thing was horrible. Like, I had to look at the Lego instructions to build this. Because there's some parts I just could not figure it out. It was that bad. You hear a bunch of noise. That's my cats trying to get into this room. Idiots. But just the textural difference. This feels cheap compared to this. This feels heavy. This feels solid. This feels like it's about to crumple at any minute. Pop the cockpits. Look at the Batmans. This cape feels soft. Lego capes are typically, a bit solider. They feel heavy duty. You can hear it. That Lego cape noise. This makes no noise. This is cheap fabric. In fact, it's already got a hole in it. I'm like, so, oh, no, didn't do it. A lot of these Chinese figures, when you go to pull the heads off, or the hats, or headgear, whatever, the whole head will come with it. But, you can look at it here. They're copying right down to the leg detail. You can tell which one's Lego and which one's not, looking at this. But it's just 10 feet away. Not even 10 feet away. 2 feet away. You almost couldn't tell. I could tell that the helmet is a slightly off-white on the Chinese. But here's the thing that really irritated me a little bit. Move these out the way. Instructions. Boom. Lego. Bazhai, I guess you'd call it. Whatever. They even went so far. Oh yeah, they went there. They blatantly photocopied the comic, scene by scene. This is just, they ordered one of these and they blatantly photocopied it. This feels like a nice paper, you know? This is thick. I hate to say it, the paper on this one feels better. The Chinese one. The Lego one feels thinner. But, you know, it's a typical Lego comic book. It's supposed to be thin because they kind of bend it a little bit to put it in the box. This just feels a bit more solid, but it's whatever. I wish Lego would use this paper, to be honest with you. A buddy of mine could probably tell you more about the whole comic thing and papers and whatnot. But they even copied the back. You know, just photoshopped out all the trademark stuff. This was made for pennies on the dollar. This, you know, spent some money to make this. You know, these licenses are not cheap. Instructions on this was horrible. Like, it was bad. I actually noticed something earlier when I was looking at this. They actually have a fake logo on this base plate. Like, I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. But it says Kaizo. K-A-Z-O. Kaizo. Trying to get a close-up of that. I ain't gonna show it. Oh well. But a lot of times I don't mind buying some minifigs from China. It's okay. I know what I'm getting. I know I'm not getting the genuine article. You know, but when they start copying sets, that's just, it feels dirty a little bit. It just doesn't feel right. It's